follow the rules. Yeah, when I quit, I didn't get that. I just feel because it's a donation. Yeah. Yeah, but that is because we America taxes. If it's a donation, you should not have to get benefits as a donation.
She says that
Yeah.
things where not in the
Right. Right. But that's America rules is tax how you buy it off. That's
okay, that's okay. But it's not that I don't want to do the
yeah.
sometimes you get hurt.
Yeah.
Money does it.
Yeah.
Very much.
You don't like it. It's not good, not right.
This is the last one. And it's the one more.
So with the receipt, you have to try it. With the receipt, you have to try
So, ये तो कैसे कुछ ही अभी
yeah.
maybe
Because English no person can say it. You use email, computer.
बेटा को बड़ा सब कुछ ऐसे बात नहीं पड़ी
Oh, okay.
since but I cannot
Welcome to the session 5th on Patanjali meditation, Pm101. As we have been doing last few sessions, we want to devote first few 10 minutes or so on meditation, which is a good time in the evening when you are back from the work and bit physically and mentally tired probably. So let's do that. Nothing new much, but last time we have added step number 1 and step number 2, a couple of improvements. So let me go to the, you are familiar with the 5 steps, which is a kind of inward journey. Withdrawing my consciousness from the body domain, from the breathing domain, from outer mind, and also from the inner mind. And I, the soul, my inherent consciousness, I want to be confined in my cave inside. So this gives rise to 5 steps: disciplining my body, disciplining my breathing, instruction to my mind, who is my personal secretary kind of a thing, with that sound Om, and then focusing my inner mind in such a manner that it gets lost into nothingness. And then I am automatically in my cave. So these are 5 steps. Let me go to my webinar room because I have no idea what has happened today. Oh, sorry, I didn't press the stop sharing. But okay, I forgot to press one button, stop sharing. Okay, I'm visible because last time we did something on the step number 1, body posture. Of course, you are familiar with the simpler one, Sukha Asana, wherein you just fold your 2 feet so that your feet are under the thighs. This is called Sukhasana, taking care that lower back, shoulder and neck is in a straight line, but you don't have to go out of the way to be stiff. It's just being very normal, natural. Then last time we had looked at another possibility, and probably some of you have accepted that challenge. So you can graduate to what is called Siddhasana. That comprises the following steps. First, folding your left foot inward such that the heel, I think it's better to remove my socks so that it is contrast is visible. So I fold my left foot inward such that the heel is touching the center line lowest point. Probably I forgot to mention, which was not that necessary, but it is good to mention. In this case, though the heel is on the center line, my foot, left foot I mean, is touching the thigh. I forgot to mention this point, but this is obvious. Indeed, if you are familiar with some other, I don't want to confuse you, but there is a similar posture called Swastikasana. Swastikasana, just this step is different. The heel is not on the center line, rather heel is also touching the thigh. So if this becomes my starting first step, it will become Swastikasana. But I don't want to say more on Swastikasana. Otherwise, all the following steps are same. Let me come to Siddhasana posture. The heel is on the center line. The left foot is touching the thigh. Then observing there is a valley here on the left side between the thigh and the calf. There is a valley. Now step 2 is I fold my right foot inward such that this line gets tucked into that valley. That is more or less done. Now I have one more step. I use my right hand, the palm facing me, and let it slip through the valley on the right side and hold the biggest toe of the left foot and just pull it upward gently. Now you see my left foot is visible, left foot, the biggest toe is visible, and in the process my right knee is very much touching the ground. So you see both the knees are quite touching the ground. So from mechanical point of view, body weight is being passed through the maximum surface area. So if you have some idea of mechanics, pressure is force divided by area. Force is about body weight, which is of course the same. Now, since I am using the maximum area, the pressure, so kind of tiredness, etc., or discomfort will be minimum. So once you have mastered this posture, Siddhasana, you are likely to feel that you can stay in this posture for a relatively longer time period. Okay, one more last thing. It's like locking the whole system, the lower limbs. I want to lock the whole system. So the right foot, which is here, which was, in step 2, which was brought in here, I ensure it is locked in this valley. Because in step 3, it might have got deviated slightly. So now all done. Again, taking care, lower back, shoulder, and neck, etc. is in a straight line. So this is my Siddhasana posture. So you have also adopted one of the 2, Sukhasana or Siddhasana. Now last time in step number 2, sorry I used the word step in the global macro sense, 5 steps of Patanjali's Ashtanga Yoga. And now within step number 1 of body posture, I have used 4 steps, so to say, but please treat them as sub-steps, so to say. Now we have taken care of disciplining the body in this particular posture. We move on to the second step of Patanjali's prescription, which is deep breathing, where also we made a improvement last time. Typically our breathing is of course abdominal breathing, but we were having only two phases in a breathing cycle, namely empty the volume by exhalation and then filling in the volume by inhalation. Now we have, at the confluence of these two phases, we have a transition. So what we do is when I have emptied the volume, I hold the whole, I kind of lock the whole system, as if it is frozen. No air can go into the system, nor it can leave the system. So that is like when I have emptied the volume, now I retain my breathing volume, my air outside. So this is called as retention outside. The Sanskrit term is Bahya Kumbha. Up to what time? Up to the onset of discomfort. You have slightest discomfort, then you begin inhalation. You fill in again. Now having filled in a smooth, long process, now you retain the air within you. So that is called retention within. So again, there are four phases. Breathe out, hold the air out, breathe in, and hold the air within you. Again, up to the point of onset of discomfort. And when you feel that, then you have the breathe out of the cycle number 2. So let's do that. So we will have 3 full cycles because we are aware everybody will have his own time scale. So I will not try to make it too long so that all of us can manage together. Let's do that. I am beginning the fifth step number 2 of Patanjali's prescription, namely deep breathing. With this, breathe out. Hold the breath out. Breathe in. Hold it within. Breathe out. Now this is second cycle. Hold it out. Breathe in. Hold it within. Now breathe out. Third cycle. Now when you hold it out, as you are holding it out, you can learn to recite that sound mentally. Breathe in. Hold it within. Again, you are able to recite that sound within your mind. Let's do one more final cycle. Fourth cycle, breathe out. Hold it out. I'm making sound just to let you know it. Breathe in. So that was our step number 2. Of course, because I am talking and you are listening, we are quite in active mode. But now our inward journey goes further inward and we are going to be in silence mode. But as we have been doing last couple of times, we take a pause here. Pause is for several reasons. One is I want my breathing to settle down. In step number 2, we were influencing our breathing. So it was not quite its normal mode. So I am wanting to let it come to its normal automated mode because I now want my body to do breathing in its automated fashion. Because deep in meditation, I don't want to be aware of my breathing. And indeed, that is one of the participants' question today. We will discuss it slightly later. So we have a pause here so that now it is easier for me to disconnect from my breathing. It has come back to in a manner that what my body does in that rhythm, automated fashion. And also there was another purpose. I am slightly in pause. If my mind has something urgent to say, to report to me, to inform me, to remind me, I give it a time. Now the next step is we instruct our mind that I wish you fully calm down and I will disconnect from you and go alone in my cave. And in that final step, you know it, if there is a distinct thought like situation, you will remind your mind with that sound again so that he relieves you from any thinking operation. Let's recite that sound together 5 times. Oh. 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 Oh, we may gradually open our eyes. Let's look at the slides now. As I said, we have, this is coming from one lady in India. She is attending the session there when it is Wednesday, 6 p.m. in Houston. It is 5:30 morning of Thursday. So I am devoting 2 slides on her comments or question, whatever you call it. All these years I have practiced meditation on observing the breathing. You ask us to focus on the center point between the eyebrows. I would like to know if this is what sage Patanjali has described. If so, where? I have just finished a yoga teacher's training course on Patanjali Sutras, where they say that Anapana meditation is superior. I do not know what is right or wrong. Okay, let's look at the first part of this slide, the first 5 lines. All these years I have practiced meditation on observing the breathing. You ask us to focus on the center point between the two eyebrows. You know, when we focus, that is our step number 4. Our step number 1 is body, then breathing, deep breathing. Then we instruct our mind, third step. In fourth step, we say, let's focus our mind. So this is very notionally thing, as if I want my mind to settle down here. Actually, my mind is wherever it is, in that black hole. But I want my mind's attention to be focused at a particular small point. So what she is saying is, as opposed to this instruction in step number 4, some other teacher probably told her to focus on her breathing. So she's asking me if what is the view of Patanjali, because we have given the name of our course as Patanjali meditation. So I think I am strictly following Patanjali. This is in front of me, Patanjali Yoga Sutra. It's a tiny book in the sense, just few pages of, by book it's not a thick book. It's just a few pages. So 4 chapters. What is in front of me is third chapter. Statement number 1 is Desh Bandhas Chittasya Dharana. So I have already promised to you, I will not use much Sanskrit here. That is all covered in Patanjali Meditation 102. So if you continue this course, so probably from August I will offer Patanjali Meditation 102. That will be Yoga Sutra, Patanjali Yoga Sutra. But in 101, we do follow this. So all that is taught to you is basically coming from this book, but I don't go into the language and the original things. Now, since this question has been asked, I am forced to say, because she is asking what Patanjali has described and where. So the reference is 3.1, statement number 1 of 3rd chapter. The statement is Desh Bandhas Chittasya Dharana. Chit is, the inner mind skin. Yoga's Chittavitti Nirodha, that was our starting point. Yoga is to bring my mind skin blank. So now Patanjali is saying the step number 4 is called dharana. So he's saying what is step number 4? The chitta, this should be focused on one desh bandha. Desh is this body where I live in. Bandh is its junction point. So these are usually at the tip of the nose, between the two eyebrows, the chin, the throat. There is a well-like thing here, and in between the two breasts, also at the navel. So these are the points. If you read any good book on Patanjali Yoga Sutra, these are the points suggested. So these are location of points. There is nowhere mentioned that you focus on an event or on a process. So when you say I am focusing on breathing, breathing is a process. It's not a location. It's not a desh band, isn't it? So I have to disagree with whoever the teacher was saying, observe on the breathing. But I know why he is saying that, and that is what becomes clear from the next paragraph. I have just finished a yoga teacher's training course on Patanjali Sutta, where they say that Anapana meditation is superior. Now, this is a no name. This name doesn't exist in Patanjali's book, Anapana meditation. So, I cannot comment on what others say. The only thing I will say, Anapana meditation is not mentioned in Patanjali's book. But if I venture into it, because it is the person is suggesting to observe on breathing, usually I know what is going in this world. That is what people treat as meditation. What is our step number 4? In our step number 4, we focus here. Instead of that, they suggest you to focus on breathing and just observe what all is happening in their body domain along with breathing, and that is their last final step. And that is what I've been calling as mindfulness. And I have been saying often that Patanjali meditation is one step beyond mindfulness, where we want to try our best to make mind settle to nothing, nothingness, and that is what is actually meditation. Chitta vritti nirodha. That was the starting point. When there is no modifications on mind, the skin is blank. So that is what we insist. Of course, it is very easy, much easier to learn meditation, wherein so-called meditation is just be in silence, sit like this, and observe your breathing. So your mind is not blank, your mind is observing your breath. That is also good, not bad, but there is a huge quantum jump of benefits that come if you are willing to try to jump from step number 4 to 5. I have said it quite a few times, but again I repeat it because there is a question. Of course, let's go to the second comment. Now, this is related to the breathing, which is our step number 2, pranayam, deep breathing. She is saying, similarly, on diaphragmatic breathing, that we have discussed today at length again. Diaphragmatic breathing, where we exert on our abdominal muscles. That is where our piston is there, what is called diaphragm, which is a hemispherical bowl. It's like our kitchen. We have a bowl in our where we eat our cereal and all that. It is a inverted bowl here. And as we have grown up, it is almost in dormant state because we are breathing from our lungs. We think this is our breathing volume, but that is what the question is. Similarly, on diaphragmatic breathing, breathing through the lungs is better than through the stomach or belly or abdomen. All these days I was practicing yoga on diaphragmatic breathing, but I have recently learned that breathing from the lungs is superior to the diaphragmatic one. What has Patanjali said on this? So again, for years she was doing diaphragmatic breathing, but there is a new teacher. He says don't bother about abdominal or diaphragmatic breathing, just enough on the lungs. And then she is again in this particular course, so there is a lot of confusion. I am again suggesting diaphragmatic breathing. So she is saying what is the right thing, in particular, what is Patanjali saying? So, in answer to this, we will say Patanjali is saying deep breathing. So, deep breathing is, of course, emptying the whole volume and filling it fully. And if we empty it, if you just empty from the lungs, that is what we have said in the our previous, I can dig out that file also. Let's see if I do stop sharing now. I go to first session, I think it was. Okay, that was 27th January. I have opened it. Now I go again to sharing mode. And I have first session here. And then come back here. There was a diagram. Oh no, I chose the wrong file. It was second session. No problem, I don't think it was that necessary. Second session. No, it was in. Sorry, I am missing. It was probably third or fourth session. Whatever it is, let's say we go quick. We go to our screen share. The usual fifth session is going on today. Sorry, I wasted some time, but didn't dig out that image where I show that thing. Basically, or let's do it here through the screen, going back to my webinar room. Okay, so what is said is our strong point is we want to be natural, and we were natural when as a small child. So a small child is breathing diaphragmatic, the abdominal breathing. That is the short answer to this question. Again, the long answer is there is a, when I say diaphragmatic abdominal breathing, let's not be confused. We are not quite filling air in our abdomen. We are not quite. We are using the diaphragm, which is on the much lower part of the lungs, as our piston, as the driving force to exchange of air between the body and the atmosphere. So I want to initiate the process using my diaphragm, which for adults has almost become dormant. Now that is a hemispherical bowl here. So when I breathe out, the diaphragm bulges upward. When the diaphragm moves upward, it kinds of makes my abdomen goes inward, isn't it? It's not that I am doing much to my abdomen. I am forcing my diaphragm to push air outside. And when it pushes air outside, of course, the air in the lower part of the lungs as well as in the lungs will be thrown out because the piston is moving up. So that is the breathe out process. And then in breathe in, I am making this diaphragm suck down. This is suction. So I am creating suction here. These are mechanical engineering term. Suction means the pressure of air in my system is lower than atmospheric air pressure. So air will be drawn in. So the diaphragm is going downward now. So this is piston is going down and it is sucking air through the nostrils. It will fill up. Now, in the process, the diaphragm goes down, it pushes my liver and other organ downward, and that causes my abdomen to bulge upward. It is not that I am filling a lot of air in my abdomen, not much. It is mostly because the diaphragm is pushing certain organs downward. So it is movement of diaphragm, which is what I am using as a prime mover. So I am using diaphragm as the prime mover to cause the air exchange process, which is on the lowest part of the lungs, etc. So the whole volume is getting affected. So that is what. If I just don't bother it, then I am likely to throw out a partial amount of air and will fill up partial amount of air. So that will be our deficient breathing, will not be full breathing. If I use my diaphragm, and that is the purpose of diaphragm. The purpose of diaphragm is to breathe, which we were doing as a child. But as we have grown up, our diaphragm has fallen flat almost. And we are just thinking our hip cage volume is participating partly. We are happy with that. So this is partly accepted by modern medical science also. And they are also recommending diaphragmatic breathing. So I don't know who is that teacher who is asking her to come back to rib cage, coastal breathing. That is called coastal breathing when diaphragm remains dormant. And otherwise, what we are doing here, attempting to do, and last week we devoted a lot of time. If we do diaphragmatic breathing for several weeks, and if our system is doing diaphragmatic 24 by 7, then we have seen there will be enormous advantages. So that was for our discussion related to the questions that came up today. Today I have okay, like I like to mention, last week we had covered benefits of abdominal diaphragmatic breathing, chapter 2, page 15 to 19, and on practice part we brought in idea of Siddhasana and 4 phases in a breathing cycle covered in chapter 7 and 8, page 48, 49, page 55. Today we are covering a new topic which is sleep and meditation, covered in chapter 6, page 35 to 37. I like this. I give a lot of importance to this topic. I don't quite know what other teachers of meditation teach. I have never gone to any such classes, so I shouldn't really comment. But I have developed the course myself, so I'm quite proud of all this, and I am drawing in from very great philosophers. So this I have got a hint from. Don't want to bring a lot of Sanskrit, but this idea I got it from Kapil, who is author of Sankhya, which predecessor of Patanjali, and I was deeply impressed by his statement, Samadhi Sushupti Moksheshu Brahmrupta. So where he brings deep sleep and deep meditation at par. So I was very fascinated by that statement. So all this, my discussion is based on that. So let's see. Sleep is a wonderful nature's gift. And sure, I like to say that even though in modern times we have gone off several natural things, but there will not be anybody who will not consider sleep as valuable sacrosanct thing. That is one interesting observation. Our food habits, our drinking, all things we have become unnatural. But sleep is one thing. Nobody dares to say that you play with sleep, though it is not as sacrosanct as we would like it to be. So that is what one thing is there. So this is a nature cycle, day and night. Day is to work, night is to rest. And when we say work in Patanjali's framework, I am the soul and I have my two instruments of body and mind. During the daytime, I am using them. Like at this point of time, I am thinking and speaking, you are listening and thinking. So we are all functioning through our instruments of body and mind. And as the day progresses, somehow something happens that we feel tired and then we need to go to bed and sleep. During that time, the two instruments are not working. And that is where again there is a problem. If we are dreaming, then mind is working slightly. So that is something we'll discuss again later in some other session. But we desire to have very good relaxation for body and mind. Therefore, a deep sleep, world of dreams will be the ideal thing. So this is what is the nature cycle that makes us refresh next morning and we again cycle of day and night. So meditation is similar to sleep. There are a lot of similarities. Body and mind are at rest in deep sleep. when there is no dreams. So if you compare deep sleep, dreamless, and deep meditation, absolutely void of thought, what I will say, mindlessness, when mind is just blank, as opposed to mindfulness, then our situations are similar. Both body and mind are void of any conscious functions. You know, nothing is happening. Meditation is basically to achieve the same state of deep sleep but in conscious mode. So that is I like to tell any beginner in meditation. What are you trying to aim when you want to be in meditation? You almost want to be in deep sleep, but you are not lying down. You are sitting like this. You are in conscious mode, but you want to bring your mind to a blank state. Like you were in deep sleep, there were no dreams, something like that. So both give relaxation. You gain relaxation. Any system gains relaxation when it is not working. So when both the domain, body and mind, are inactive, they gain relaxation. Or you can say they dissipate their tiredness, their fatigue, and then you become refreshed. So this is as far as commonalities between meditation and sleep is concerned. But that is what we are proud of. Meditation is something beyond sleep. So, whatever benefit you get from sleep, you are going to get in meditation, but something more than that. So, let's look at it. This is my interpretation of that Kapil's statement. What I'm saying is, deep sleep is a unique experience found pleasant by one and all and at all times. So, not going much into his philosophy, this is something he's saying. Any other experience is subjective. Some people like it, some people don't like it. As opposed to that, out of infinite experiences we can think when our body and mind are functioning, deep sleep is a very unique experience. As and when we have it, when we come out of it naturally, we say, not we, all of us will say, I enjoyed that. That was a good experience. So that is the beauty of this. So we have a word for it. Indeed, our philosophy is very strong on sleep. We have words like sushupti, swapiti, nidya, shayan, so many words. Our philosophers have examined sleep like anything. So we are very proud of it. So that is where the philosopher has noticed if deep sleep is so wonderful, why don't I learn to bring to that same state in conscious mode? That is what is the philosophy of Patanjali meditation. We want to attain that beautiful experience, but in conscious mode. So coming back to here, deep sleep is unique, but there is a total blackout. We have no idea of a state during that state. So we are lost somewhere out of the world. When we come out of it, we say that was good, but what was it? Nobody ever knows it. That is what philosopher is saying. Let us attempt that in this kind of a situation, what we are doing in meditation. So meditation is to achieve real-time taste of that so-called absolute happiness, that is the blissful experience. So there is a what we are learning in Patanjali meditation. Please understand it. It is something very unique. It has a very strong philosophical basis. We are not just keeping our eyes closed and imagine all kinds of things. We are aiming to bring our mind absolute calm. And one day when you are there, you will realize it. Whenever you go in that deep state, you will say, I feel good. So that is the guarantee Kapil and Patanjali are giving. If you are able to bring your mind to a calm state, they will say, they are saying, you are bound to say you felt good. It's an enormously powerful statement because there exists nobody in the world who can say, do this and you will always enjoy it. That is why I am very, very proud of this teaching, that if here is a person saying, you do this, and if you have done it well, you are bound to say, I enjoyed it. There is no other experience anybody in the world can say that. So this is a very strong philosophical basis of Patanjali meditation. Let's move on from, we are discussing sleep and meditation. We have seen some similarity, and then we have said meditation goes a step beyond sleep. Now we are spelling out how they are different. So there is two columns are there. During sleep, I am unconscious, but in meditation, I want to preserve my consciousness. In sleep, I will lie down, but for meditation, because I want to preserve my consciousness, I want to be in sitting posture. As we will discuss in a later session, our sleep constitutes certain sleep cycles. Each cycle is about 100 120 minutes. So there is a cycle time of 100 to 120 minutes, and then there are a lot of phases there. Rapid eye movement, non-rapid eye movement, 1, 2, 3, 4, and things like that. So there is a particular segment of that cycle, NIM fourth stage, what is called delta stage, when the wavelengths of EEG diagram, they pick up electricity from the brain from different points, and they have seen that amplitudes are minimum, then that is considered as deep sleep, NIM fourth stage, delta stage, which is only a small portion of one cycle, about 20 minutes, but not in all cycles, just first or second cycle. So usually when we wake up, we are able to recollect dreams and or we have an idea. So we'll discuss it in a later session, but I'm trying to say in our entire 7-8 hours of sleep, we might have been delta stage for 20, and if you are very lucky, maybe 30-40 minutes, not more than that. And if you are proficient in meditation, you can gain that 20 minutes of that kind of deep meditation within about 20 to 30 minutes of deep meditation. So that answers question, and maybe some of you will now feel that yes, as you are learning meditation, your sleep hours are diminishing because you are gaining that much of relaxation within 15-20 minutes of meditation. So the workload for sleep has become much less. So 20 minutes of meditation, deep meditation, would almost correspond to one sleep cycle. So that's where you will save time. Let's move on. In sleep, basically just dissipates fatigue of the day. While here, meditation is a magic which dissipates fatigue of the day and much more. Much more will be coming out every day. I am showing you the benefits of meditation. Every day I am adding a few items, so you will see that. And of course, I am very proud of the fact we are going to real meditation where we disconnect from meditation. And then I have a fantastic concept. When you are disconnect from your mind, then your mind is washed and serviced. So your system can be washed and serviced only when it is thoroughly inactive. That is why I emphasize so much. Deep meditation, mind, word of thoughts, you have disconnected, then let the natural forces wash and service your mind. So that is why I am left here with blanks, much more, but I can give you a hint. In sleep, when you go to it, whatever you are as a person, your tiredness will diminish, but you remain the same person. Your mind is the same mind. Its character, its nature hasn't changed. But in meditation, your mind will go through changes, transformation in your mind. That is why it is so important. Sleep is mandatory. Even animals do it, birds, everybody does it. So indirectly saying, if you don't learn meditation, you are living life of an animal almost. So this is discretionary for us. So all sensible human beings must learn it. So much so about it. Let's say meditation is beyond sleep. We should continue to enjoy. So I am not belittling sleep as I have given so many Sanskrit words. Our philosopher has said, you learn meditation and continue to enjoy good sleep. And maybe some of you will say that your sleep quality is improving as you are learning meditation. So we want to take along both together. So indeed, like this session, and I will be devoting at least one or two more sessions on sleep in this course because we have uh, uh, we attach great importance to it. So there is no point in not improving your sleep but learning meditation. As I say, when I say it is beyond sleep, it means your sleep has to be under your full control. Then only you will learn meditation. So what we are learning today, because of the similarity, as you are learning meditation, your sleep quality will be improving, and as your sleep is improving, you will find it easier to learn meditation. So they go hand in hand. Let's sit for meditation again. 6:50 now, so I devote, make it slightly shorter. 6:58, then last. I have one more slide. I just need to read out only. So let's go to the webinar room. We are in our body posture. Shake away your stiffness. If you are sitting on the floor for long, okay, very good. 3 cycles of deep breathing, each cycle with 4 phases. Deep breathe out. Hold the breath out. Deep breathe in. Hold it within. Breathe out. Hold it out. Oh. Breathe in. Hold it within. Oh. Last cycle. Breathe out. Hold the breath out. Oh. Breathe in. Hold the breath within. Oh. A little pause to our mind. Let's instruct our mind with the sound 5 times. Then focus our mind between the 2 eyebrows, hoping it settles down there. Then walk deep in your sky, that is in your forehead. Keep watching yourself until it vanishes. If a thought wave strikes you, again re-instruct your mind with that sound. Let's recite 5 times. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, we can gradually open our eyes. I just have one slide, as I've been doing always, just listing so that you are able to observe in your daily practice of meditation. You can watch out. So, in the previous 4 sessions, we have listed 6 items: better concentration, work quality, relaxed and calm mind that affects teamwork and relationships, better focus on work, reduce time for a task. This is very important. Today is the world of information explosion. You get hundreds of email. You have to quickly decide, what to look into it. Reduce time for a task saves time, more energetic during the day. There is not much of uh, less reduction in deficient bathing than we have seen last time. Body health, glow and figure, lifespan. This many less few people would have imagined from meditation. Usually people think out of meditation it is mind related benefits, but even physical health wise, you will improve your physical health drastically. Much reduced visits to doctors, etc. Most of the things I am writing were based on my personal experience. I've been doing all this for 20 years, so I have observed things within me. Today we have seen sleep and meditation, so I am adding a point, because as you are learning to go in meditation, calm mind, this is what you attempt to do when you go to bed. You want to fall into sleep. Sleep is nothing but inactive mind. If your mind is active, you are not in sleep. So the practice of meditation will help you get into sleep in a much easier manner. Maybe some of you are already experiencing all this. If not, you should have confidence. Yes, I should expect that, and this should happen right from tonight. Just when you lie onto the bed, just give a command to your mind. I want you to be inactive. Thoroughly take rest during these hours of sleep. You will also gain relaxation, and I will also feel good. So give it, we want to have a harmony with our mind. It is time for you to take rest. That's all for today, and we meet again next week. Thank you for your attention.